All right, everyone. It is Friday evening. We are going to have some ring bologna. I'm not going to cook all of it. Just going to cut it in half and put one half in water to boil. And that's how we just warm it up. It's already cooked. So it's going to be ring bologna. And I also have some potatoes on the stove. All right, I cut some potatoes. They're boiling now. So I'm about to drain them and start frying them. And they're just basically home fries, cut, diced potatoes, whatever. So that's what we're going to have on this Friday night. Okay, so we got the potatoes cooking there. And they're already getting soft. Now, ring bologna and potatoes wasn't on the meal plan for today. It was going to be fish and chips, but neither one of us were feeling it for fish today. So I just looked down the meal plan, see what was on there that we could switch with, and ring bologna sounded good with potatoes. So got the potatoes going, and those are almost done. All right, everyone, so here's our supper for this Friday night. Just some potatoes and ring bologna with some ketchup, and pretty simple meal, but still tastes good. So that's going to do it for our Friday night supper. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. It is Saturday afternoon and that was the oven preheating so I can make a Christmas snack. What's the date today? Today is the 18th maybe? I don't know. Let me see. 17th. Today is the 17th of December and it is just about 1:30 in the afternoon. So I previously mentioned I was going to have a video with appetizers and Christmas snacks, but I don't want to make them all at once, and by the time I make them all, the video might get out too late, like after Christmas. So, and I really kind of do miss doing the everyday life, you know, day in the life type of stuff videos, because I've been doing hauls and meals we ate and things like that. I kind of miss just the day-to-day life type of videos. So I think I'm gonna just kind of transition back into that, and as I'm doing the daily life videos, I'll do some Christmas snacks and a nap or an appetizer on each video, so, or a dessert, whatever, cookies, whatever. So in today's video, now that I got all that out of the way, and I'm sure many of you have made these. I've never made them before, but these are the pretzels with the Rolos on them. I don't know what you call them, but I'm going to make those for the first time today, and they're super easy. I don't know why I've never made them, but I've got my little twist pretzels. I'm going to top them with pecan halves, and I've got my little basket of Rolos here, and just a little bit of story time here. This basket here, this one here, and I have another one here full of Reese, mini Reese's, but these two baskets here, little story on those. I put these baskets out no matter what decorations we have. These two baskets plus this little bag of, it's kettle corn, and this is what, 20 years old maybe, and yeah, this little bag of kettle corn is probably 20 years old. We got these two baskets the first year I got here. Yeah, that I got here in January of 2003, and then that Christmas of 2003 we went to our very first Christmas fair, I guess. It was an outdoor fair. You can go in shops where they had crafts and stuff. There was a parade, there was a kettle corn vendor, the whole 9 yards. I've really never been to anything like that in my life, and Glenn, I don't think he's really in his adult life, maybe, because he said he didn't have anybody to do it with. So after I got here, this was our first Christmas together. We went to this. It was a perfect Christmas type of day. It was cloudy, it was cold, it was a little snowy, and Glenn could still walk around then. He could still walk at that time. And we walked around the whole block. And it always took place in the first weekend of December. They still have it to this day, but it's not the same. So we walked around in the cold, in the snow. We got a big bag of kettle corn. We went into a craft shop where I picked up these 2 baskets. And that's mainly the reason I put them out every year, is because the meaning behind it, our first Christmas, and the bag of kettle corn. We stayed at this Christmas fair all day long. And at nighttime, they had the Christmas parade. And right before the Christmas parade, we walked into a little cafe, which this whole day and this whole night, walking into the cafe, the parade, everything felt like a Hallmark movie for us, that we were in a Hallmark movie. And we walked into a cafe, we got some hot chocolate, and then we walked out onto the street where the parade was coming through, and we stood on the street and we watched the parade from there. It was amazing. And when the parade came through, you know, they have the elves and everybody giving candy away and everything. Well, what's missing on this little bag are 2 like miniature candy canes that we were given during that parade. And we were given this bag of kettle corn. And I always had those 2 candy canes taped to this bag. And I put them out in one of these baskets. And I put it out every Christmas. And last year or the year before, the candy canes, something happened in that Christmas tote where it melted. I don't know what happened, but the candy canes were no longer candy canes. So I took those off. Unfortunately, they were victims of whatever happened in that tote that year. But yeah, this is the same bag of kettle corn that we were given at that parade. So I usually have it in here, but I have these filled with candy right now. But I'm going to use them for Christmas treats I'm going to be making. But I just wanted to tell you that story, because a lot of the stuff that I do put out, some of the stuff is from our very first Christmas, and that's why I put it out. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. That was probably the best Christmas season we've ever had, the very first one, because we did Christmas things. We went to that. We went to numerous Christmas parades. We went to a place called Maywood, and we took a trailer. They filled up a trailer with hay and stuff. We took a hay ride. We roasted marshmallows at a campfire, and that was actually the day before my birthday, I believe. And yeah, it was an amazing Christmas season. Probably the most memorable. So I just wanted to tell you that story. Now I'm going to move these and get on with the treats. So, all right. I'm going to take some Rolos. I'm going to go ahead and unwrap some Rolos so they're ready to go. And then I'm probably going to put some parchment paper on this. I don't know if the chocolate will melt down to the cookie sheet, but I'm just going to put some parchment paper. All right, so I'm going to get all this ready and I'll be back. All right, everyone. So I've got my pretzels laid out. And I'm only going to make like 16. That gives us 8 and 8. So, and like I said, it's the first time I'm making them, so I'm not sure how much we'll like them, and I don't want to make too much if we don't really, you know, if we can take them or leave them, whatever. But it's going to be a combination of salt from the pretzel and sweetness from the chocolate. So I don't know why we wouldn't like them. But I'm just going to top these. I've got my Rolos and my pecans all laid out, because as soon as these come out of the oven, you want to press them down with the pecan right away. You can use anything you want. I'm choosing to use a pecan. And it's bad to do this just standing there unwrapping Rolos without eating some, and without eating pecans out of the bag. So I've got the oven preheated to 250 degrees. And these are gonna go in there for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm probably gonna do the 5. That way the chocolate gets nice and soft. All right, so these are ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them in the oven now. Okay, they are done. They've sat in there for 5 minutes, and let's quickly get these pecans on there and push them down. Okay, so I've got all the pecans on there. The chocolate pushed down very nicely. They're very soft. And yeah, we're just going to wait for these to cool off, and then we'll go ahead and taste them. But there they are. I don't know what the name of them is, but to me it's kind of like a turtle, because turtle has pecans, caramel, and something crispy in there. So I'm going to go ahead and call them turtles. So yeah, let's let those cool down, and I'll let you know how they taste. I'm sure all of you, if not most of you, have made these before. How much easier does a sweet treat get? So, all right. I'm also gonna do another treat and an appetizer today. And tonight we are going to be on the meal plan. I plan for us to have pizza tonight, because tonight's gonna be my pizza / Christmas movie night, and we are getting Papa Murphy's pizza. If you don't know what that is, it's a take and bake. So you order it there. They put all the toppings on there. You take it home and you bake it yourself. So we're going to do that tonight, and we'll have our treats and appetizers or whatever, and the Christmas night will be set. Christmas movie night. All right, so stay tuned. Yeah, I'm going to get ready to make the other treat, and then I'll make the appetizer. Okay, so it's time for the next Christmas treat, and I'm going to be making some mini Reese peanut butter cup cookies and some Hershey Kisses cookies. So I'm going to make them all out of the same dough. It's the same dough I make peanut butter cookies from. So we're going to start with the mini Reese peanut butter cup cookies, and I'll be using a mini muffin pan for that. All right, so let's get started with this. I got the oven preheating to 350, and in the smaller bowl, I'm going to put in my dry ingredients, mix them, and put them to the side. So we'll get started with that. I'm going to need 1 1/3 cups of flour. And since I need 1 1/3 cups of flour, I'll just use a 1/3 cup of measuring cup to do all of it. So I'll need 4 of the 1/3 cup. That'll give me 1 1/3 cup measuring, or 1 1/3 cup of flour. If you understood anything I said. All right, so there's 1. All right, there's 4. That's 1 1/3 cups of flour. All right, half a teaspoon of salt. And I'll need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I'm going to go ahead and whisk these together. And I'm just going to put this to the side. And now I'm going to do the wet ingredients. I'm going to add a half a cup of butter and a cup of peanut butter. So half a cup of butter, softened, 1 stick. Okay, so it says a cup of peanut butter, so I'm not gonna measure it, I'm just gonna wing it. All right, I'm going to say that's a cup, maybe. It doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt it. Either way. And I'm not using the hand mixer at all. And like I said, this is the recipe I always use for my peanut butter cookies. So I'm just going to mix these two until they're creamy. And I'm using a metal spoon because it's hard and sturdy. So when the cookie dough gets a little tougher to mix, I usually use like a wooden spoon, but I've had that crack on me before trying to mix cookie dough. So I went up to a metal spoon. Okay, I would say that's pretty creamy. And now I'm going to add my sugars, the brown sugar and granulated sugar. So I'll need a half a cup of brown sugar and a cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to use the half cup measuring cup just because I'm going to use the same one for the brown sugar. Alright, so there's 1 cup of granulated sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. I'm just going to mix this all up together. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add 1 egg. And a teaspoon of vanilla. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and mix this together. And once I got this mixed up, I'm going to add in the dry ingredient mix. Okay, so all the wet ingredients are mixed into that, and now I'm just going to add my flour mixture, which is the flour, salt, and baking soda. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time because I just threw some on me. That's why I was going to do a little at a time. I don't think there's a time I bake that I don't wear some flour or powdered sugar or something. We're already upon the last week before Christmas. How unbelievable is that? And some of you were probably making fun of me when I was started to watch Christmas movies in October. It gets here too soon, guys. Alright. I'm going to add the rest of my flour mixture. And probably wear a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and mix this in slow, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got the cookie dough all done. Peanut butter cookie dough. You can use this recipe for regular peanut butter cookies, and I'll leave the recipe in the description below. And let's see what else. I've got my mini muffin dish here, and I have no idea. I have no idea when I got this. I don't know when I got this. Did I make something mini muffin? I have no idea. That's how long it's been. So yeah, that's how long it's been. I have no idea when I used it last, or when I even got it, or why I got it, but I got it nonetheless. So this is a 2 dozen mini muffin pan. I'm only going to do a dozen because we're going to have the turtles. We'll have the mini Reese peanut butter cup cookies, which are these. We'll have the Hershey Kisses cookies, so that's going to be plenty of sweets. That's going to be plenty of Christmas treats for the next couple days. And that'll probably leave me more cookie dough for just regular peanut butter cookies that I can throw in the freezer. So, alright, I got my famous 1 tablespoon measuring spoon here, in which I'm going to make the dough balls. And, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spray this. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. You know what? I changed my mind. This is non-stick. I'm not going to spray it. All right, let me get back to the cookie dough balls. All right. I'm just going to put them in here. Since I'm just doing 12, I'm just going to use like these 3 rows. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fill up these and I'll be back. All right, everyone, so I have my 12 cookie dough balls here. I have 12 mini Reese cups peeled from their wrappers all ready to go here. And what I do with the Hershey Kisses cookies, which I think that's what I'm going to do with these, is I put them in 350 degrees, put them in for 8 minutes, take them out, put the candy on top, and then put them back in for 2 minutes so the helps melt the chocolate, with the cookies being hot. And if you put the candy on top, it'll start to melt it, but I want to make sure it's really melted on there. So I think I might do that. And also what I might do is take a couple of these dough balls, which is what I do with just regular peanut butter cookies, is roll them in sugar. I just want to see how they're going to taste that way. I'll just do like 3 dough balls. Glenn doesn't like it that way. I like the peanut butter cookies that way. And that's what I do with the Hershey Kisses cookies that I eat. I do it for me, not for Glenn. We like a lot of stuff different. All right. Yes, that's going to be sweet. That's why they're called sweet treats. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put these in for 8 minutes and I will be back. Okay, so this is 8 minutes and I'm going to go ahead and shove these in. Just like that. You could hear them just squish in there. And I will probably just throw them in for another minute or so. I know a lot of people don't put them back in there, because you can see on this one, chocolate's melting already. All right, so let me get them back in there for a minute and then they'll be done.